Okay. Are we live? Okay, so we're live on YouTube now. So what the order says is that I'm ordered to conduct a hearing and make findings of fact, and whether the two hearings, shoot, why is this not working? That it were held on July 20th, 2020 and November 30th, 2020. If there was a court reporter's record. I've spoken to my court reporter. It's kind of an unusual situation. There was no official court record on that, court reporter's record on this. But Ms. Rieger, it's my understanding you do have a recording of one or both of the hearings. Is that right?
Yes, Judge.
Both or just one?
I know that you caught me off. Probably one, I'm not sure. One for sure.
One for sure, possibly both. I've kind of looked at the law on this, so we don't have an official court reporter's record. I believe that I can order the court reporter to transcribe her recording to the best that she can to make a court reporter's record. But Ms. Henderson, do you have an opposition to that, or what are your thoughts?
As Ms. Rieger noted in her.
Ms. Henderson, you're frozen. Ms. Henderson, you're frozen. Let me stop sharing, maybe that'll help. Ms. Henderson, are you still there? Ms. Rieger, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Judge.
Ms. Henderson, are you there? You're muted.
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I apologize to the court. Progressive's position is we have no reason to believe that these records exist. Mr. Nichols filed his letter brief to the Court of Appeals disagreeing with Ms. Rieger's position that the records exist, and we don't have copies of them. She's saying she doesn't have copies of them. So our position is that they do not exist.
Okay, so let me we've looked into that issue and let me kind of go through this. I was probably a little too brief the first time. So the way this normally works is that I would say, let's go on the record. Ms. Rieger would record it simultaneously with her stenographer machine, and there would be a court reporter's record. And so Ms. Rieger went and looked at whether or not there is a court reporter's, she did that if she did a stenographer record, and she did not. So officially there is no court reporter record. She does have a recording, an audio recording, which she doesn't usually have. I'm not sure why she did on this case, but she does have an audio recording that she could conceivably transcribe. I've looked at the law in this, and it's not terribly clear if that's allowable. It could be, or maybe not. But she does have, she's told me that at least on one of the hearings, she does have a recording of the hearing. And so I'm okay with her transcribing it, but this is not the normal procedure. And so I'm also willing to hear argument about whether or not we should record it or not record it. Ms. Henderson, are you still there? Mr. Nichols?
Yes, Your Honor. Progressive has no objection
yes.
to that. If there's a cost associated with it, we would obviously defer that cost to Mr. Nichols, but otherwise we have no objection to her memorializing the hearing.
Mr. Nichols?
Well, actually, my only objection is that she stated that she have a copy of the record. I would like to know exactly which record that she have a copy of. And then also, as far as the fees, I think that Progressive should be responsible for the fees.
Who's appealing? It's whoever's appealing.
I'm appealing.
Then you'd be responsible for them. The appellant
Okay.
is responsible. So, and Tony, you don't recall which hearings you have. I know there's two. You don't remember if it was one or both.
I'm sorry, Judge, I do not. I remember when we discussed it, I did go and look. And that's how I know that there wasn't an official typed recording of it, but my software program, it depends on where in the hearing it's set. And so there was like a lull period or whatever. And so that's why it was able to record some of the hearing on
Oh, is
that.
it some or all of the hearing?
I think it's, from what I can remember, it was all, but I just can't remember what date. If you give me the date, I mean, I'd have to get out of this file and go and look.
Okay.
We can determine it that way.
Mr. Nichols, if it's just one of the two, do you want that one recorded, or you only want it if it's both of the two?
Well, the court requested both.
Okay.
The
Well,
Court of
we may
Appeals.
not have both. We may only have one. If we only have one, do you want it, or do you just want it? if it's
My
both?
issue is she stated that she have a copy of the record. Then she said she probably have a copy of the record. Then she can't even identify which copy of the record that she have.
Mr. Nichols, we're really trying to help you out here. Officially, there is no record that she did not. We did not go officially on the record. We are really trying to be as transparent as possible here. There is no official court's record, so we can report to the Court of Appeal. There is no official court record.
But she stated that there's a record. She
There
stated
is
there's
a
a record. I want to know
recording. There's
which
a
one did
different.
she record?
Okay.
Which record did she
Why don't we
record?
do this? Let's take a quick break. Let's let Ms. Rieger, if this is a big deal to you, we'll take a quick break. Ms. Rieger, why don't you look it up, and then you can tell them which ones you have a recording of. It's not a
Right,
record.
because it sounds like she didn't making something up. I just like for people to tell me the truth and be direct, because if she probably have a copy or she have some of a recording, then I just need to know that.
Okay. Ms. Rieger, why don't we take a break? How long is that going to take you to figure that out?
First of all, I need the dates that we're speaking of.
It's July 20th and November 30th.
Okay, then I'm gonna have to get out of this file. I'll have to.
Okay,
go-
we're going to go ahead and why don't we reconvene in 15 minutes? So you guys, we'll go off the record and we'll reconvene in 15 minutes. Okay?